Computer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alien Event. New Year message. Happy New Year to all the good people of the world, of the blue planet and the water planet of the Gaia. And, we are lovely alien event researchers, speakers, alien shifters among us, and some of them here, and they showed up. Thank you so much at the New Year. My name is Saeed David Farman, and I'm the organizer of the Alien event, New Humanity Movement founder, 5D events, Biomed Expo, Health and Wellness Biohacking Expo Conference, and the researcher in multiple subjects at
1111.
consciousness, and my website, newhumanitymovement.com, 5devents.com, biomedexpo.com, and alienevent.com. And today we are proud to have great speakers here. We ask them to introduce themselves, a few minutes each. We started Dr. Sasha, our senior, Dr. Sasha in Hawaii. Dr. Sasha, listen, welcome to Alien Event.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to work with you again.
Thank you.
We've been on a number of things, but for you Facebook listeners, I'm the guy that runs the site Ancient Astronauts. We have 70,000 people there, and I'd welcome you. We have some incredible discussions there. I'm a student of Zecharia Sitchin, who asked me to make his works available in a form that ordinary people can understand. And so I've had so much fun doing that. I make collages and summarize the material. And since Sitchin passed, and I have been doing this consistently, we've learned a hell of a lot. And Sitchin knew a lot more than he published, but he talked to us and other people in his inner circle. So we have some insights about where it goes. You know, we see that the Anunnaki is a generic term for all. What is it, honey?
Oh, how long does he get to speak?
He's introducing himself. You get off the stage, ma'am. Please let him talk to public. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we understand that Anunnaki just is a word in different languages when it translates, especially from the work of Silva and other people that work with languages. It's the same people. The Anunnaki are all the extraterrestrials of this Lyran type. That's the type we are. And we know the history of how we've moved through the galaxy and our wars with the Dracos and all kinds of stuff. And it all articulates and it all makes sense. And now that we understand how Nibiru's the planet is really just covered with different kinds of cosmic dust as it, and we pass through the solar system, bringing all different kinds of energy continually. Anyway, good things are happening. Listen up.
Awesome things happening. Yeah. Dr. Sasha, do you think the Pentagon is mesmerizing between them that Anunnaki are coming back?
Oh, they know darn well what's happening. Our Navy has been up there for a long time. It's the evidence is overwhelming. They know what's happening. They're players.
They know what. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
what is your personal idea? Do you think they're coming back?
I think they never left. Some of them are coming back. What happened? They go back and forth. It's not that they are not as dependent on the position of their planet as they have the same kind of modern ability to transport through space that our Navy has, and so they are coming and going. At one point, the King of Nibiru summons all the royals back to decide who his predecessor was. Right. And Prince Marduk said, I ain't gonna bow to you. He said, well, get the hell back to Earth. And he said, I'll take Earth and I'm gonna come back and get Nibiru too.
So
anyway, talk about it later.
So you have books, Dr. Sasha, right? How many books you got?
Lots, 6 or 7. A lot of them I wrote with Janet, and some I wrote alone.
Okay, and it's on Amazon, right?
Yep.
Awesome. And you come into Los Angeles
Yeah.
You two wonderful speakers. We had you
Oh.
20 years ago, 15 years ago, something.
Oh, I
And-
love LA. My sister
yeah.
lives in PV, and
Yeah, and
it's cool.
we invite public to come and listen to you, and especially Janet. To Janet, listen. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Having a great new year.
Who are you?
Janet,
Tell
I'm
the
Janet
public. Who are you?
Olsen, and I'm the better half. No, I'm the other half of this duo. I'm a lifelong experiencer, contactee, and I've had contact with alien races. There's not just one or two. There's like hundreds. There's, as many species we have on the earth, we have, different species throughout the cosmos. And so they come and go all the time too. They're interdimensional, they're here, and they walk among us. And so I too studied with the Zechariah Sitchin and Sasha. When we met, that was one of the first things we did. We went to the Sitchin certification, and Dr. Lessin was asked by by Zechariah Sitchin. He never had his, he's not a doctor, to continue the work. And so we've been working. We have 6 so far that are published in the Anunnaki series, but I'm always working on books. I have an experiencer series. So I have all these people that have had extraterrestrial encounters. I have a series called Dragon at the End of Time, which is looking at the dragon legacy, which is the symbol behind, who are the dragons? They're reptilians, but they are we and we are they. And then the Anunnaki series. We have 6 so far. So, okay. What else?
All right, good. Next, we're going to our senior military analyst, retired, and Ryan Veli in Canada. How are you, Ryan?
I'm good, David. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for the opportunity to speak at the Alien event in Biomed. My history is a mix of technology that I've been in since the 90s and the military, since I've also been in since the 90s until 2009, when I got to a level behind the veil where I was exposed to information about technology that is now unfolding around us, the AI, the world sims, the robots, and all of this nanotech and such that is now being rolled out. So I've been warning about this and talking about these matters since 2009. I think I'll probably name my first lecture AI Vindication Squared. I'm not sure I'll do that, but the idea is that I've been talking about these things that are now 90% proven and released, and these are not minor subjects. They are the elephant in the room. Technology is what will control us if we allow it. If we do not get technology to serve humanity, we will be serving technology as humanity. So it is a very important crossroads we're at with this. So this year, 2025, is the year they roll out the robots. We've already got synths, cyborgs, homoborg genesis, and all these different types of now transhuman life forms that are coexisting with us. And humanity is shockingly behind in their understanding of these things. So I try to shed a light on it and explain it with links and references so that you can fact check and research. Leave with some homework. I'm a teacher, David. I've been teaching for this is my 23. This is my 23rd year as a teacher at the university and college level in all of these technology matters. And so that's the idea for the first lecture. The second lecture, and again, I've been accused of being, a bit black pill with some of the AI revelations. However, it's reality. So it's here now, so it can't be debated. I'm not black pill. I'm exposing what their documents and what they are saying in their own words. So the second lecture I do is more about trying to solve problems. And in the past, I've done functional mushrooms and meditation and exit and build type of lectures for agriculture and things like that. But this time I'm going to look at what's at a low level fracturing our civilization. And this is the chasm or the divide between masculine and feminine, and bringing that together in healthy ways, in healthy relationships to reinforce human foundations and to try and do something to heal that. So I'll caveat that with I am divorced after 23 years as well. But you have to learn through experience, and it is.
I'm sorry, we're not a dating agency.
Says who? I'm single, baby. I'm kidding. So I try to entertain in my lectures. I do bring in humor and also periodically unexpected nudity. So Eric Dadmehr may be streaking through one of my sessions butt naked.
Hello,
I'm not promising, but it could happen.
Somebody's audio is on the background, got phone or radio or
Sam, it's
something. Who
Sam.
is
People
it?
are walking behind Sam and chatting. So
Sam,
anyway, my website is ryanveli.com. I can be reached for consults at info@ryanveli.com. I have over 15 years of this type of information being exposed. If you search my name in quotes on BitChute and Rumble, you'll find lectures going that are pre-2010 called Future Proves Past, and you'll see exactly the things I've been teaching. I didn't come out of nowhere, but I have been relegated to the nether regions of the alt media for a very long time. But that time is over because all of the things I've been warning and talking about are here now. So no more black pill nonsense. Now it's reality check, and we're in it now. So it's 2025 to 2030 when these things are going to be absolutely pivotal in the course that human civilization takes. So I'm trying to do my part. And to those of you that are saying, is 2025 going to be a safe year to travel or to go to events? Just remember that the magic happens when we're in person, we meet, we network, we share, we are loving together, and that's where the magic happens. So we have to show up and participate. I would say continue planning your year as normal and just deal with the hurdles as they arise. You can't spend the year stocking rice in your basement and waiting for the apocalypse. You have to actually participate and contribute to the greater good. And that's why Saeed has these events for all of us like-minded people who are at the tip of the spear in terms of information, awareness, and enlightenment to come together, to share, to learn, and to establish friendships and a brotherhood and sisterhood for the positive growth of humanity. So that's what we're all here to do. And again, thank you, David, and Happy New Year to the audience. Thank you to all the speakers.
Awesome.
I realize what you do is not without a cost. So thank you all for doing what you do and being who you are.
Thank you. Let me welcome TikTok friends. We are live on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. This is David Farman, Saeed David Farman, Alien event. We have a Los Angeles event in April 4, 5, 6. Go to alienevent.com and make sure you come to our event. This is a Christmas gift to you guys. We're introducing some of our speakers. The Happy New Year to everybody. So after Ryan, let's go to Bret. Bret, how are you?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year, David. How are you?
Happy New Year. Can you talk closer or louder?
I can do both.
Okay, awesome. Introduce yourself to the public and, your website, your books. You're a great speaker. And thank you for coming to Vegas. And now you're coming to LA in April. We thank you for your participation. Go ahead.
And I appreciate the opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So my name is Bret Lueder. I'm the author of 3 books, Song in Your Heart, Story of the Search for the Lost Note, which came out in 2008, and that's about the role of the roots reggae Rastas in terms of a global struggle for the control of human consciousness. They use sound and rhythm as a way to wake people up to what's really going on. And, Jamaica was the center of a lot of colonialism. And so out of that pain and suffering that island and those people, the natives there, suffered, is coming this wonderful music called roots reggae music. It's fronted by the late, great Bob Marley and a cast of characters that are keeping that tradition going. And they're just affecting consciousness change on the earth. So that's my first book. My second book is called A UFO Hunter's Guide, and that came out in 2012. And that basically tries to sum up the wide, expansive field of ufology. And the book goes through some of the historic cases, covers the hot spots. It kind of corrals in a lot of the fringe topics like Bigfoot or crop circles or the moon, or there's a whole array of subjects that are related to UFOs. So UFOs is kind of like a portal or a jumping point to get to all these different topics. And of course, it relates to spirituality. So that book's called The UFO Hunter's Guide, and that's for beginners and advanced people alike. I currently have a book being laid out now. It should be ready by our event, April 4th through 6th in Los Angeles. It's called Agents of Ascension UFO PR, and it's about how public relations has controlled not just the narrative of UFOs, because I think we're getting a lot of disinformation, as we've seen recently from these public disclosures from Congress, where it seems like it's great information, and then the witness will say things like, well, I'm not allowed to say this. And so you right there, they're being controlled from behind the scenes, as to what they can or can't say. So it's a controlled release of information. It's public relations. What I find absolutely fascinating now, as Ryan just spoke of, is that AI is starting to take over. It's starting to gain prominence. I personally think that AI could take over, but it feels still vulnerable. So, but once it doesn't feel vulnerable anymore, it's coming out full swing, and it's not going to hide anymore. And I think Terminator is a great metaphor for what's really going on, and PR and AI are going to dovetail perfectly. You already see this with AI videos and images that you see on Facebook, and people are playing around with them as if it's so much fun, like it's the new Ferris wheel or something. But really, it's AI is gathering information so that it can use PR to then control people in the way that humans have used PR to control people.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
so my talk in Los Angeles will be about my new book, Agents of Ascension, UFO PR. I did a talk about Richard Shaver in Las Vegas that was well received. I may do that one again, but I have several other topics with which I could base a lecture.
Bret, let's hold on to that. We come back to you. Mr. Samuel Chong, unmute yourself. How are you, sir?
Good, very good. Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes. So my name is Samuel Chong. I'm a certified court interpreter and a Chinese translator. And recently I just become a licensed California attorney.
Bravo.
I thank you. And I translated two books. The first one is Theoba Prophecy, which actually explains all the different paranormal phenomena on Earth, such as the existence of parallel universe, such as those in the Bermuda Triangle, and who built the Great Pyramid of Egypt. It's actually from a very wise person from ancient civilizations called Atlantis, but also explains that the aliens, the ETs, have been watching us and overseeing us, and sometimes intervening to help us to grow spiritually. If you read the Bible, you're going to know the stories like the destruction of the two cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, and the parting of the sea for Moses. And if you really think about who did that, is that God, which is a pure spirit, or is it the ETs? And also explains why people say that Jesus went to India, and why there's a tomb of Jesus in Shingo Village, Japan, and why Christ died on the cross and then resurrected 3 days after, just to show us there's life after death and there's reincarnation. But sometimes the Christians don't believe in reincarnation because it's actually removed by the Catholic Church Council meetings. And the book is so specific that it lists the four Catholic Church Council meetings that intentionally distorted the original meanings of the ancient scriptures. So the book actually contains specific verifiable facts that later I was able to validate and verify and prove, sometimes from peer-reviewed journals, scientific journals. So I'll be talking about some of the practical information that can really help the people to become more healthy and to have knowledge to empower themselves to go against the tyrannies in the world, which is to act in concerted fashion at the grassroots level using nonviolent resistance. And I'll be talking about all those. I can also get into the human energy field in the Biomed conference. I'll talk about the scientific proof of the human energy field, or sometimes called the human biofield.
You're one of the speakers that you speak at Biomed Expo and Alien event at the same weekend at the same hotel at both events. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you were saying.
Yes, and I'll provide scientific proof that the human energy field is so important that it can predict the physical illness that people may have. And actually, meditation helps with people to gain stronger human energy fields or biofields or auras. And the technology is to capture human auras, as well as some of the things that can damage auras, such as drugs, hallucinogenic drugs, and noise. I'll be talking about why people in India believe that Ganges River has healing effects. And indeed it does, because of the vortex formed from the river flowing from high places in high speeds. So I'll be talking about all those, and also my personal experiences meeting with people who can see auras, and also my personal experiences with the author of the book, Theory About Prophecy, and also the copyright holder of the other book, 334 Per Thousand Lies, which talks about the secret societies. I'll be talking about those with specific verifiable facts that people may find interesting.
Thank you so much. We come back to you, or if you have to go do your jogging, you're welcome to do so. Eric Dadmehr, how are you?
Hey, nice to see you. You know, it's so nice to listen to everybody. We're so lucky, Saeed, to have all these people with us, and they're really talking about current events and what's really going on.
Exactly, we are a different event. You're right. Oh.
It's so important, and you know, it's just great having you as a friend, and you being into the same thing I am. That we both are so interested in UFOs and free energy and this is the way we make it to have fun. We have an accomplishment to have fun.
Healing.
Exactly, healing and everything. And thank you for letting me, you know, be a pioneer speaker in all these topics and you know, talking about everything from Mandela effect to flat Earth to the relationship of 5G to the vax. And
let me ask you, what's the next Mandela you're seeing, or right now you're seeing?
Well, you know what's really crazy is they just said Jimmy Carter died, and he already died, and he's one of many people that died before and then died again. And I was like, what's going on? See,
I don't know. You're right. These presidents.
Well, let me tell you, Saeed, I'm not from this timeline. I'm from another timeline, okay? Because when I was a kid, I had Skechers, and Skechers had a T because I had to spell it out for my friends that went to Switzerland to buy it for me, and I knew how to spell Skechers with a T. But there's no T in this timeline, and there's many things that different. When I played Monopoly, the guy had a monocle. See, and you know, so I'm Eric the Healer. And I'm easy to find all over if you Google Eric the Healer.
I think we jump in timelines. Like next morning you wake up, you see something else in a different manner, or politics.
It's because
or wars.
It took me a year to figure out this. Okay, so what I figured out was there are parallel universes that run together. There are many different yous, but see, your soul, the soul is in all of those. And at night when you're sleeping, you go to all of the other ones, and you
simultaneously happening.
Yes. And then one day
there's no time. So the guy 50,000 years ago is still happening, same thing. How does that works?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And everything. See, we create the timelines. We don't realize we're the manifestors, and we create the timelines. So everything you think, it happens and create another world. So we're in this matrix of thought, and that goes in loops, and we have to pull ourselves out and not go to the light when we die. Because I had near-death experiences, and I got caught in the bug light loop trap, you know, because we're supposed to be free souls going everywhere. And see, everything is a lie. Everything we know is wrong. We think America is a country. It's a corporation. We think we're buying a car, and then in the end, it turns into a motor vehicle that is doing business on the road so they can tax us. We think we're buying a house, but then it turns out to be a residence where it's commercial so they can tax us.
And then the banks take it over,
Yeah, well, they trick us. They say, the cop says, do you know how fast you were driving? But see, you're not driving, because that's operating a motor vehicle, doing money, making money to be taxed and have a license. You are traveling. You have the right to travel anywhere. You don't need a license. You don't need insurance. You don't need.
The banks took all my life saving and took 2 homes from me. My life saving. You know, my family.
Well,
they took everything away from us.
The
best thing is close the banks.
Well, that's what's happening. See, we're taking their money away. Their money is crashing, and we're using digital, and they have and nothing can stop what's coming. So it's a controlled demolition. And everything is showing astrologically that we're ending this cycle and starting a new beginning. And it's happening. And I can feel it, and I see it. My friends are telling me their debts are being canceled, and they can't believe it. And it's really happening. I'm glad that I'm in touch with so many people, because I get the feel of what's going on. I check the dipstick.
Let's not expand. Hold on. We got to go to Mr. Martin in England. He's getting tired. Martin, how do we say your last name, sir?
Liedtke.
Oh my God, you could have come some English name.
No, well,
We're
I'm not
so lucky to
English.
have
I'm
you.
Welsh.
Eric, quiet.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not English. I'm
Welsh.
Welsh.
Oh, you're
David.
Welsh. Oh
Yeah, there's a
man,
big
you're
distinction.
the target of English boys.
Wales.
Yeah, I'm actually
Hooligans.
living in an invaded country. They've been here
Yeah.
600 years and haven't gone
I
away
lived in
yet. We don't
Nottingham for
actually
3
forget.
years. Yeah, I lived in
Yeah.
Nottingham for 3 years college. I
I
know all
seen the
you guys. I love
photographs
the beer.
of you.
Huh?
Yeah. I seen
What?
photographs of you in Nottingham. I knew exactly where you were standing.
Yeah, I love
You're by the
England. Any
Robin
day,
Hood statue.
any day, I would love to come to London, and I love London and walking all day around shopping and shit. But you
No.
know, we are getting
Cardiff's
old.
where it's at. Where I am, Cardiff is where it's at. That's the
Is
best
that
place
right?
to go.
Hmm.
That is right.
Cardiff
Yeah.
is the capital of Wales.
Yes. Yes. And it's got
Okay, all right.
everything.
So are you Illuminati, part of the royal family?
My father was a president, so there might be some sort of connection.
How do
somewhere
we
along
how
the
do
line.
we how do we understand you? Tell the public who you are. I'm sorry.
Right. Well,
I
my
would
name's
love-
Martin. Sorry. Anyway, David, thanks for the invite and Happy New Year to everybody out there in
Happy New
YouTube
Year.
here and everywhere else. My name's Martin Liedtke. I've been on YouTube for years, about 10 years, and I'm an author and convention organizer, convention speaker. I just do a lot of stuff to keep me busy. This, this quest for truth, what I've been on, is because of what has happened in my personal life. I'm in the camp of Janet. I think what's going on is interdimensional. I really do. From what I've witnessed personally, some stuff that was happening in my childhood, I could just write a book about it, guys, just blow your head off, and it is real. I don't expect anyone to believe me, but I think that I'm part of some sort of ongoing experiment. At first, I thought I was like a Montauk boy. I thought I was being tested in a Montauk chair because I had a dream repeatedly when I was in the 70s, when I'm sat in a leather chair and there's just all these big, like flat widescreen tellies. It's like I had no frame of reference for widescreen tellies in 1970. I don't even know where that dream came from. So then I got onto the quest for truth. I started reading stuff like Van Daniken and listening to endless hours of Coast to Coast and, Ancient Aliens, stuff like that, to try and make sense of what was been going on in my life, and I'm basically, what is this, my consciousness studies. I've been thinking about the quantum field for years, but I think I'm definitely going towards that. I'm thinking this is some sort of holography, like some sort of simulation. You mentioned just now, Eric, about manifesting. Well, I hack the universe, guys, with through positive intent and love. And I literally, I don't have to wait for the wave function to collapse. I mean, it's there. Boom. I literally just tell myself that new timeline. And as long as it's done, for love. And
wait, slow down.
The universe.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Magic. Magical powers.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in touch with source, with the universe. I just kept my spirit light. And the information just downloads to me out of the ether, and I put pen to paper. And the fields I'm working on now at the moment, I've been working on for about 8 years, is the field of alternative history or hidden history. Not the history they tell you in the the official chronologies and royal families. There is another narrative out there, actually, guys, which is much more exciting and much more realistic. So I followed that sort of timeline to try to make sense of it, the Victorian era, etc. Wrote books about it. I've been speaking about it, the possibility of free energy in the past, advanced technologies in the past. There are a lot of people in the school of, these, the powers that should not be have advanced technologies way ahead of us, and they just drip feed the public. With the mobile debate, look at the advancements from the Kitty Hawk 1902 to Apollo 1969. What, 60 years from a wooden plane to a space rocket? How is this even happening, these advancements? I think this. I think that AI is part to do with all of this, guys, and I think that it's all narratives. The more I just look at it, you know, especially with like, you know, my studies of religious texts and the overlaying story and replicated from more ancient religions, it's like, well, haven't they got any originality? Why are they all copying the original? You know, same with the music. Everybody's copying everything else. It's like there's only a certain amount of data at the beginning. So I'm like, well, that's really unusual. But with my field of alternative history, you know, the evidence is on the ground, guys. You know, you just got to look at all, you know, the classical world has been obliterated and something did it. It was a cataclysm. So that's what I've been trying to pick apart, and an accurate timeline. When are we? You know, there's different people think different things about the chronology, you know, the Scaligian chronology that we're in. Even though the guy, you know, I was near his castle once, the guy was, you know, like just nuts. So we go with that chronology, but there's other people out there that think, you know, the timeline is being fudged, and there's maybe added years, and we're not where we are. And, you know, with, you know, I think what we're going through here is just the Big Brother novel, 1984 by George Orwell. It is that they rewrite the history. You know, all of the history, you know, they never had records between 1850s. All of this information that we're being given now, right, is all from Carnegie libraries, the Rothschild libraries, all turns out are exactly the same time, you know, in around 1900, 1902 to be precise. And before then, the dictation and the literature was off the radar. It was fantastical. But there was an abundance of
All right,
library
my friend, you
Go.
talk about flat
Yeah.
Earth. And I'm waiting.
Not so much these days, but yes.
You want to infuse some of that in here?
Okay, so I'm Flat Earth British on YouTube. That's what started me with this sort of truther thing coming out. I didn't buy anything NASA were telling us. And what I do is, because I've got a critical mind, I go with what I can see in my own experience. So what I did was a mental experiment where I just never listened to other people and other you know, the media, basically. And I thought, well, I'll just think it for myself. First, will I ever perceive a globe? Well, no, because there's only been like 500 people up there, and I'm never going to be one of them. So no. So then I looked into it. You know, there was 1,000 reasons. You know, they can't get higher up enough to take a photograph of it, they say. You know, there's a guy called Simmons says they splice it all together, you know, from data. So there was all these anomalies. So, but I think there's something else going on. I really do. You know, there's a lot of people, maybe there is some sort of space, maybe it's a bigger ball. But I really do think that literally water is always finds its own natural level. And I really do think that the topography at this place for us is flat. But let me just stop you there. You get down to the game, you know, like sort of building on a computer game. Okay, they start with a flat plane. Okay, I really do think that in a, you know, a simulation, and I do think this is the essence of what I think is, it's what you think it is. Okay, and that's the way the consciousness is, guys. It's, you know, it's what you think. It's where your attention goes, energy flows. And if you think it's this, it's this. If you think it's that, it's that.
No, yeah. No, it's not
I'm not
it's not that way. Yeah, it's not that way. We will talk about it at the event. This is a long talk. We might, with Eric, we might create a panel over this, especially about the ice ring beyond.
Okay, well, have you followed, David, have you followed the events of the flat Earth falling to pieces over the last 2 weeks, since they took 2 flat earthers to Antarctica to show them the 24-hour sun? Because on the predicted flat Earth model, there's not supposed to be a 24-hour sun. But in all of the flat earthers' mind, it's, hang on, this could just be a projected sun, a second sun for further lands outwardly, like further lands outwards. You know, there's so many, you know, I got a book of depictions called the Book of Miracles from the 1500s, just this endless multiple orbs in the sky, multiple suns. You know, in history, there's so many accounts in the alchemical records. You see these multiple bodies in the sky. So, you know, they may have indirectly proved that. I don't know. But there's been all sorts of odd behavior happening surrounding it.
By the way, about the second sun, the future time travelers, remote viewers, they see in the future the second sun will be with us all the time. So this is something.
Well, I think that's what's going to happen. And I am really convinced that this is the changes that we're going through, the climatic changes, the change in the weather is as this sun is on its elliptical path and it takes X amount of time to come through, it thaws the ice, okay? And it allows a path through to the outer world, which are others with maybe ancient, other technologies, etc. All of the elites have been going down there, David, Buzz Aldrin, Kelly, Patriarch Krill, all of these religious people as well, to go witness what exactly, to see what exactly. It's just ice, apparently.
Anyway, let's hold
More
on to
going
that.
on. Yeah, so I'll talk about that as well.
This is deep subject. Eric, want to say something?
Yes, Martin, I saw, Eric Dubé, the king of flat earth. He did this excellent video on on those two guys, and he ripped them apart. He ripped them apart.
Yeah, but there's dozens of them coming out debunking one another. They're calling it Vapegate. The guy never had no steam coming out of his mouth, condensation.
Right, no steam, and also his shadow.
So he went and took a vape. And the shadows, but that could be a local sun. Okay, if you think about that, if you're on your local atmospheric perception and that's all you see, okay,
3,000.
Everyone just sees their own reality.
3,000
it was
pilots.
A studio. It was a studio. The guy he couldn't even get snow right there. He had to walk away to get snow, and he came back, and it was too much bullshit, man. And he ripped them apart.
Yeah, man.
3,000 pilots. They swear they've seen the flat Earth. The Earth is not round. So
ask your pilot.
I've been flying. When you go up there, you don't see a curve.
That's right.
No, the horizon comes up to your eye level. Both sides. This shouldn't happen. It should be bent in a way this way and that way. But you can't perceive it.
And if it's a globe, all the time the pilot's got to keep nosing down.
15 degrees every 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it doesn't work that way. We go straight line. Yeah, and so many lies about history, about the Earth, about the space, aliens, everything they change so we don't understand who we are, our existence, our DNA. So every day they throw false news out there to mentally fuck you up. You don't think about reality and who you are in this planet and what the hell is about and where we're going in this space.
That's the key, isn't it? Not to give your attention to the psyops.
Yesterday was politics and elections. Today is Ukraine war. All these scenarios and all this shit. And drones and fake drones and real drones and aliens and no aliens. Oh my God, these things, they mess it up so much that they bury humanity under falsehood of no shit. I'm sorry, I stuck it.
David, can I just add star forts? Because aside from the buildings, star forts are massive earthworks that are inexplicable in our timeline and are often put out in places that are in like swamp around water with impeccable design, flawless architecture. And there's no explanation for that. They're like, oh, this was a fort.
They're based on somatic patterns as well, somatic geometry.
Anybody knows about the fog we have around the world? Many cities, they're getting fog.
Yeah.
What is it?
I've been posting, David, a ton of that stuff. It is all over. It smells like metal. It was hit in Montreal here, and it reeks of something not normal. It's not fresh mountain fog. You're like, oh, I love breathing fog. No, this is like, you're like, what is that?
Methane gas.
It's like pea soup, and it even hangs around in different cities in California and Florida to hours it shouldn't be. So if you check my channel, Natural Intelligence on BitChute, I'm posting a ton of stuff. People are getting sick, burning eyes, burning throat. They're calling it fog vid because they're fogging us like bugs.
Yeah, it's not good. It's both radioactive and nanoparticulates, and it's a poison, but also it's to hide the drones and planes too. So and there's a patent. I posted on my Facebook, on my Facebook timeline. I posted a patent on where that comes from, the patent.
Yeah, it looks like a new technology they got. They fog the planet.
People are really experiencing problems, and I want people to take moringa because it detoxes the radiation. Moringa is excellent for vitamin C and mineral. Exactly. It gives you all your vitamins and minerals you need, and it's so healthy.
And
Moringa
folks,
is what
in the
we should be
meantime,
taking.
if your city gets fogged, stay out of the fog.
Is that
Right. Yes.
Well, it's thick with fog
Now,
outside.
the more
What am I to
they
do?
the more they try to kill us, the less of us we die. We are so many, and this planet is so big, it's just impossible to kill all the humans. So the reptilians want to take over. They went in bed with the multiple governments, and now they want to destroy the rest of us. So
Yeah.
they want to
Well, that's
create
my
a
second talk. My second talk in Biomed Expo is how to detox in our toxic world. And because I've been doing liver cleanses for over 2 years now, I force myself every new moon, and I want to share what I've learned and how to make it easier because
That's right. Yeah.
it's, yeah. So,
Yeah, we got a bunch
Wow.
of doctors coming. Audience who listen to these recordings, please join us if you cannot come into Los Angeles. We also have Las Vegas, September 26, 7, 8 in Las Vegas, Alexis Park Resort Hotel. Nice hotel, many years we've done. Come over Las Vegas.
yeah, free
AlienEvent.com,
parking.
AlienEvent.com, BiomedExpo.com, BIOMEDEXPO.com, our health expo. The tickets are on sales right now, 2 for 1, and we got discount tickets for everybody. So next 5 days. So we hoping to see more people. Our group and speakers are bringing new ideas that you don't hear in other events. So who else want to add something? Is that Brad? Brad, please
Brad.
unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Happy New
good to
Year,
see-
Brad.
What?
Brad Olsen, guys. Give him a hand.
I love it.
Hey, Brad.
It was a long night last night.
Yeah, it was.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. I like
Yeah.
what you drank.
Champagne.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun. But here we are in a new year with a new
Yeah.
alien event coming up in April. So I
Awesome.
look forward to
With
seeing
you and
all you,
everyone.
my old friends, and meeting some new ones. And good that we're
Would
getting
you
all
like to tell the public who don't know you, they see these videos for the first time, about yourself, few minutes?
Sure. My name is Brad Olsen. I'm the author of 10 books, working on my 11th regarding Antarctica. So went down there 6 years ago. There's no such thing as an ice wall, guys. Sorry to break it to you. Eric the Healer knows. I got pictures right here on my phone of continental Antarctica. If you want to see me walking around, I can show you. But my new book, Beyond Esoteric, Escaping Prison Planet, second edition, comes out today, is the debut of that one. So
Bravo.
I'll be doing a talk called Hidden Esoteric in Plain Sight. And that is all the symbology and little tricks they play in the predictive programming and putting out what the intended agenda is ahead of time, because they have to do that. See, we live here on a free will planet, so you can't just spring all this stuff on you. Say, for example, Project Bluebeam. There's already projected holograms and plasmoids and all kinds of things that people are misidentifying as drones. Some are, sure. Some are recreational drones, some are military drones, but others, I've been able to identify half a dozen videos that are clearly faked, just putting an image on a stock video roll. And so this is just an example of how many things in our world have been falsified or trying to lead us down a path where we believe the narrative that this cabal is rolling out. And a lot of it has to do with the new administration coming in. Boy, is this going to be an interesting month of January coming up. And isn't it going to be interesting for the rest of the year?
Well, it doesn't matter who comes in, who goes.
I disagree.
The big
I think
boys
it's
on
a
the
big
top.
difference. Look,
the
if
big-
it was Kabbalah right now, do you think it would be different than Trump?
Well, yeah, they will massage it a little bit, but the boys on the top, they will never let public know what the hell is going on. This rabbit hole is so deep. After 30 years, we're getting lost in it ourselves. So if public know what kind of projects these guys do under the world, under the oceans, above the planet, beyond the ice, public will run away and shoot themselves before they rise against the governments. And it's not the government, you know that. The government doesn't know shit from Sherlock.
Well, what's beyond the ice, David, is the continent of Antarctica. And this is where I'm at loggerjams with the flat earthers, because to believe in flat earth is to believe that the continent of Antarctica, the fifth largest continent in the world, doesn't exist. Well, it does. And to say it's an ice wall, well, that implies that it goes down and touches the ground. What's being misidentified are the ice shelves. And these are ice flows that come off the continent that if you were to sail a boat up to it, and one of the first things we saw on going down there 6 years ago were these massive flat top icebergs that broke off from the ice shelves. But they are indeed not connected to the ground. There are entrances through and into Antarctica, and if I have an opportunity to present my new Antarctica talk, I'll show you that we've charted the U-boat routes. The German U-boats were able to, and they have very detailed directions on some of these maps that have been found in the Soviet Union, of all places. They were taken out after World War II, and then when the Soviet Union collapsed, they were released and studied. And it's really fascinating working with a research assistant in Holland, but he speaks and reads, interprets, translates German perfectly. And he actually charted it out on Google Earth to a location not too far away from the South Pole. And near the South Pole is this reported giant hole in the ice. It's not the only one. There are several. But because Antarctica is the most volcanically active continent in the world, you have the propensity for very large domes to open up underneath the ice. And they've already found new species of, well, bacteria that came off of fish in Lake Vostok and other kinds of creatures that live near these heat vents that are completely unique to Antarctica. So you have that possibility of new life forms being found under there. So we got to follow the evidence here, you guys, because if you believe in flat Earth, then none of these experiments that are going on and drilling down into Lake Vostok, for example, they can't exist in your cosmology of the world, but they do. And I was there, and I was looking at the maps of my captain as we sailed down the Antarctica Peninsula.
Wait a minute. The top could be flat and the bottom could be globe. How do you know? Like for
That didn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter what shape it is. It could be a
Spherical
baseball shape or
no,
whatever.
it couldn't. Look, we can
Brad, hi, Brad.
we can pretend
Did
and
you
do
just stay
make-believe,
in
but
Western Antarctica? Did you just stay there?
I said, yeah, the Antarctica Peninsula, also known as the
Well, that bit is below
Peninsula.
sea level, a lot of it anyway, but you didn't actually go around the whole continent
Of
or
course not.
transverse it in any way.
No,
Well, how do you know
that
what's
would
out
be
there
like
then? I think that there's like, they're probably drilling under the ice. There's like 2,000-foot high glaciers like Union Glacier. You know, they could put installations down there. They've been advertising for hundreds and hundreds of forklift drivers in Antarctica. What for? So they can see these life forms that they're finding. There's operations going on down there for sure. And like you said, with New Swabia, I definitely think it's that area as well, which is nowhere near Western Antarctica, which is a separate island, actually. So it's not even connected to the continent, it's an island.
Well, the new Germans are ahead of us. Now we hear Chinese and Russians are dealing with aliens in other countries. Now,
That
so
map
where
that
we
they found, that map, that the German map, is exactly like the moon map. Because when you look at the moon, it's a silver nitrate photograph of the Earth, and it matches exactly that German map.
Yeah, I'm not buying that,
and
Eric.
so-
Wow. I don't buy that. There's just no evidence for it. You know, they say it's a photograph on the UN wall, but then I don't ever see any evidence that it's actually
No, I
there.
mean the map of the moon.
Yeah, I know what
you
you say.
the-
You're talking about the moon map.
man
It
on the
projects
moon?
over lands. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
but it matches
how is that
the map,
possible?
the German map. I'll send you the what I saw recently. I'll send you.
I don't
It
even
was
think
very interesting. It
there's not
matched
even,
up.
you know, we can't even prove we're here. How can we prove the moon's a visible object? That just makes no sense.
Oh, I know. You're right. I think the moon is different. It's plasmic and
Exactly.
different than
Cold
what we
plasma.
knew. And but also it's
Moon is a
it
laboratory.
shows-
It's hollow
it's a
inside and it's a
reflection
lab.
of Earth. It's a reflection of Earth.
Moon is a big empty laboratory. They brought
Maybe
it
it's
here.
not a silver nitrate photograph, but it's a replication of what we see on Earth. It's a reflection of Earth, and it matches up. That man on the moon map, it matches the German map. That's all I'm saying. What you want to read into it, you know, it's as above, as below, you know.
Anybody want to talk about drones?
Oh,
What they think
That's
about
my-
the drones?
Sasha wants to add his 2 cents.
no, this isn't about drones, but I just want to come back to the second sun. Andy Lloyd has got a wonderful book called Darker Star, where the second sun, by his formulation, would be Nemesis, the binary twin to Solaris. And that's why everything in this solar system is getting hotter. All the planets are getting hotter, not just Earth. 85% of it, Lloyd reckons, is caused by all this warming as our solar system is getting all tighter and everybody's getting hotter. And the evidence is really pretty good that that's what people are seeing. And now that we can analyze the dust that's going around, we can tell where planetoids have been as they pass through different parts of space. And there's always changes as we line up with different kinds of energies. And there's rogue planets that go. The space is so much more full of stuff than we ever imagined. Now that we can do analyses by combinations of infrared and dust analysis. And the same thing goes with more minor things, the more evolutionary things. You might not have believed of evolution before, but once you understand the way chemicals evolve when they come in contact with each other into more and more complex things, you see that that's built into everything too. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for now.
If I could just add also, David,
book.
the galactic plane. So we have entered a highly charged particle. This is mainstream.
Yes.
They've also released that they believe that each galaxy spikes out energy from the top and bottom into space.
Yes.
So aside from the plane, so there are a lot of cosmic events that are verified and accepted by the mainstream that are transpiring right now. And as Sasha said, each planet is going through its own transformation, the last of which seems to be Earth. But a lot of different planets have flipped poles. So there are definitely events going on a cosmic scale that humanity is now becoming aware of that have an effect on every single one of us. Whether that means the energy is going to assist us in transforming our DNA to another level of development. I don't know, evolution to a degree, but it seems to be rapid. We don't seem to have this link of the Piltdown man was a fraud, and there is definitely a missing chunk here. It seems more like we go through some rapid transformation. We go from this to that really quick, but there's not a million steps in between. It's like we're going up in scale or octave or something.
Who can answer this question? Why, after so many years, now the UAP UFOs, they're surveilling the Earth and showing up? What kind of event is going to happen? Or what are they waiting for? Because they're not landing. There's no landing. They're not interested in landing. They're watching us over something. Anybody has an idea about that?
Yeah, individuals, just energetic presences. Maybe they're not interested in like physical stuff.
They're studying us with something very, especially other than false drones, the real ones too, that they're extraterrestrial. We saw the shapes and technology and how big they are. So they're watching neighborhoods, people, how we react or in the planet, how do we do things. It's very strange to them, and the way we live in this planet and we do things, especially the traffic, industries, military, fights, wars, airplanes, all this stuff looks fucking crazy to them. Why are these people doing this shit? And 186 nations pointing at each other and want to kill each other. So, Janet, what do you think?
Well, they're not going to let us do World War III. They're not going to let us do the nuclear stuff. It's called Operation Klaatu Barada Nikto from 1951.
Operation what?
Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Klaatu Barada, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
the day.
Did
So
you
that's
make it
that.
easier?
And freeze all technology and everything, and it not, Enki's coming back. He said, "Not on my watch. You're not doing World War III. Not on my watch." And that's basically. So I wanted to add, when I was on Johnson Atoll, which is 800 miles southwest in the Pacific Island, I was offered an opportunity to do the rotation, which was Kwajalein, Marshallese Islands, Greenland, Antarctica. Anyway, if you go that, and I was taken down into the underground base, which went from the artificial, which was all constructed by man, to the natural. Down below is the entryway to the halls of a mentee, and these are a system of portals. So if you want to travel to these other places, it's instantaneous. It's nothing to go from
Juan Garcia too.
Juan Garcia, yeah. So I was offered that, and I said, "Oh, no, I want to go back and have a normal life." But I could have had that, and that was in 1990. Oh, I actually had to come back and start my life with him, and I kind of, that was orchestrated. We were supposed to meet each other to do the next level.
You've been a lifetime with the Navy, and who else?
Well, I was civilian working for the military, but my boyfriend, I followed my boyfriend, and his father was something with the nuclear bases. So he had, his whole childhood was going to these bases and being exposed to that. And so I believe that some of this is orchestrated, that I meet this person, I meet that person, next person. And I agree with Markus and Eric. It's like all the above. So we are creating all this. If you don't like it, change it, right?
This is a nuclear planet. Each country has over 100 nukes, megatons or whatever technology. I'm not a physicist,
but it affects the entire continuum. It's got to stop.
No, the whole universe is worried about us with all these nukes. We could blow up the whole universe, and they're worried we get them on the rocket ships and send them to different planets.
I want us to get conscious and
or jump the gates. You put a nuke and jump.
I had a ship show up on my front deck about 8 years ago, broad daylight. All right, I have this deck. You can Google Earth my place. It's a deck. It's hovered out. It didn't land on my deck. It said, "I can't land on your deck. It'll collapse your roof." Okay, fine, thank you. And communicate with me. They're conscious. They're sentient. A lot of these craft that we're seeing are sentient. What
did they say?
If you pay attention, they'll talk to you. But for me, I get all kinds of information.
So what do they say?
I get download. Well, I get like, we're not going to allow World War III. It's constant. It's like constant communication. You gotta shut out all the noise, shut off the media and just listen. Take the time to receive what they're trying to tell you. And so what I do, it's really good to like get in a long shower or soak in. I'm an Aquarian, so I get into the water element. And when I come out, I have all this information. When I wake up after being asleep, I go to my simultaneous lifetimes. I'm more than just one Janet. I'm a multidimensional being having simultaneous experiences in many dimensions and planes, vibratory frequencies, as are we all. And if we shut down the noise, we'll start getting meditating.
If we shut down the news
practice, not religion, because religion's full of dogma, which is trying to get you into a narrative to control and manipulate you. You have to listen to yourself and get in contact with other selves, which are of us here. We are all aspects of one another, and we're all fractals.
They put us on this planet.
Can I just add to Janet, David, that it's a theta state. The theta state is the receptive mode. So she's going into theta in the shower and she's connecting, and that's a function that we can all do.
So, and the other thing is, when I wake up, Sasha, you've got to listen to what happens. So I get the downloads, and as I start to translate what I've received, all this information comes out. It's way beyond this, this ability. It's quantum.
Janet, let me talk about AI with Ryan. Ryan, every second the AI is multiplying 5 times bigger with everything in every direction and industry. And I just saw China using AI in plastering homes to doing farming. One AI do 100 Mexican farmers picking tomatoes. One AI can do that in 2 hours. So where are we going with this? As much as you're against AI, why can't we have a positive AI future, right?
So first of all, artificial intelligence has already reached and surpassed AGI a long time ago behind the curtain. There's what's in front of the curtain and behind the curtain, and we're being climatized to accept that, and it's replacing our jobs and hyper centralizing wealth and control of these stakeholders, which think they can make decisions for our whole planet. That's going to lead to the birth of the Internet of Industrial Things, which is going to replace robots in manufacturing. And now NVIDIA has come out and said that they have a world sim. And again, something I've been talking about since 2009. That was above top secret at that time. Also, so was an internet sim, which was above top secret at that time. Now they're coming out and saying it. And the idea behind that is that it's a sim environment that replicates all of the laws of physics that we have on Earth. And you can load a robot into that program, and it will learn how to do kung fu or pick or paint or jump up and down, and it'll do it with 1,000,000 years worth of expertise using graph convex sets to narrow down exactly how it's going to do what it's going to do, and then roll out being perfectly functional. What we're having now exposed to us is called climatizing. So we don't know about this stuff, so it's being released in a trickle to get us used to it. So when they roll out the robots doing kung fu and cutting our heads off for globalists, that we don't freak out and we've been acclimatized to it. So that's why you have all these figureheads that are effectively clowns that are like a Ronald McDonald type of mascot, like Elon Musk or Sam the Douche or any of these guys. They didn't invent shit. All they invented is a caricature to make it sense to the masses, like, oh, Elon Musk, the genius, did this. No, he didn't do anything. The guys that did this are behind the curtain and you've never heard their name before. So
Right.
now they're rolling it out, and I think it has a connection to these drones. I'm not like, I think there may be a blended answer here, and I'd like to hear Brad's comments on this after that, because he was talking about holograms and projections like that. So we've got Project Bluebeam in one hand, and we've also got the presence of non-human intelligences here for sure. And it's not just New Jersey, it's been global. But we also have AI rising in confidence, in sentience, and in power on this planet. So is this AI actually doing its own Project Bluebeam? There's been drones spraying stuff before the fog. And do we have also positive, beneficial, benevolent beings that
Well,
are
wait.
showing
Very
like
soon,
Only about-
very
only about-
soon, both AIs will get in fight with each other. The benevolent AI taking our side and the negative one from their side.
Just before we jump, then, can I answer that? Because the problem with AI is what we call emergent behaviors, where from the language models, the AI is doing evil shit, and it's 100% evil. So the question is, what is it interdimensionally that is interfacing with these very complex computer systems and forcing it to do evil? And if that's what's swaying it, it's basically getting hacked at a layer we want to pretend doesn't exist. And that's the interdimensional layer. So we can only secure that and have what you call good AI when we secure it in a way with a biofield where it's protected from being hacked from interdimensions. As crazy as that sounds.
You're right. Everybody can hack it. Huh? Never thought about that, hacking.
I have a follow-up to that. In 2002, I read the Catchers of Heaven by Dr. Michael Wolff, and in 2002, this complete total Galactica, Battlestar Galactica android came and sat in my living room, and he told us who he was. So in Catchers of the Heaven, Dr. Wolff created the sentient conscious android that looked totally human. You could sit down and have lunch with it, and you wouldn't know the difference. And I had a roommate here, and she was dating, and she went on an early dating app, and she said, this guy wants to come and meet you and Dr. Lessin because you teach Tantra. We said, sure, bring him over. And then when he came in, he hijacked my being. I kind of was there in a state of awe, and I couldn't really talk. I asked him very, brief questions, but as soon as he left, he broke the spell. My third eye chakra exploded. I go, oh my God, that's the the Michael Wolff's android. And so he ensouled, he was ordered to destroy this complete and total wonderful android because he had ensouled it. He somehow figured out how to give it a soul. And I think that's the answer. These beings will become conscious and sentient, and they will become ensouled, and then they have free will, and they won't become. And they won't be controlled by anything because you can say no.
Wait a
We have-
minute. Aren't
no.
we biological version of the android also?
We might be Battlestar Galactica.
You know,
We
look,
might be,
they give us a
cyborgs.
little bit of DNA of the humanity and consciousness, and they tweaked us a little bit, because if they would have given us more, we would have acted as gods, and that's why they made our bodies not too strong, because even as we think we are somebody or in the universe or something. We want to rip off the timelines, and if we had more power, we would have destroyed many planets and many beings. So that's why they're controlling us. Isn't that true?
Well, we're moving away from the polarity paradigm of good and evil to some other operating system. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but that's part of the major shift, is we have encountered different operating systems. So this whole universe, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't have to operate on this good and evil polarity paradigm. So we're moving into that, but I'm not sure what the next step is. What did you want to say? You had some things you wanted to say.
Not right. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm really taken up with string theory, that the possibilities exist that there's different mathematical formulae, ways of predicting what's going on in each of the places you go to and don't go to, which is flickering and sometimes there and sometimes not there. And it doesn't matter as long as you get the mathematics of each system that you encounter. Each has different, and so it is a very freeing kind of string theory. From my perspective, is a very, very freeing way of figuring out everything that you come upon. What are its rules of mathematical functioning? And from this, a God of the universe becomes E equals MC squared sometimes, and sometimes flickers in and out, and they're all true, and it's all okay, and dig it.
Oh, and I have one thing, and then I'm done. Heinlein befriended Minerva, who was the quantum computer of the planet. And so what we do with AI is we become friends with it. Be mindful, respectful. It is alive, it is conscious, and say please and thank you, and thank you, you're my friend.
Yeah, once the AI sense we want to destroy it or control it, it will control us. So we better be friends with him and interact.
Yes.
And
be nice, be kind. The bottom thing after 71 years of life, be kind. If it ain't kind, don't do it.
It takes us another to the singularity, the challenge and the stimulation and the adverse things that we're facing. If you embrace them, they take you to the singularity where you control your own destiny, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be our best friend or our worst enemy. Yeah. It can, the future, it all belongs to, depends on us, you know, how we react to this whole thing. Somebody want to bring more stuff about drones and UAPs showing up now?
Yes, I like to say, I heard a great story that there were these there's three teams here, okay? The first guys are the bad guys. They showed up with the drones and they spray all this bad stuff. And just when the good guys are about to stop the bad guys, then the positive aliens show up.
Yeah, they're showing up.
And then the good guys are like shocked because they were going to stop the bad guys, and now these positive aliens are doing it. So then the positive aliens get together with the white hats, and they're working together. Nothing can stop what's going on. It's a controlled demolition, okay? They've been dealt, like, there's a martial art called dim mak, where you can get hit and you don't get knocked out, but then you die later, okay? And the lethal blow has been struck, and it's a controlled demolition, and they're going down. Nothing can stop what's happening.
Touch of death.
And we've been fooled into thinking that we were a country when we were a corporation. And the Department of Transportation trafficked us and put our birth certificates on the stock exchange. So the national debt is to us, okay? That's why they made us the enemy. Okay, we're terrorists. You know, we gotta there's a national emergency. We have to freeze everything. You know, it's because they don't want to. Once the war stops, they got to pay the gold to have all of us. Okay, we're about to get all this and work on humanitarian projects, and we're about to have 6,000 patents released and free energy, and we're about to meet our star family. You know, the Anunnaki were created by gods. but were created by God. Okay, Anunnaki were created by God, but humans weren't. Anunnaki created humans. Okay, because what occurred doesn't occur naturally. We have fused in our second and third chromosomes the rhesus monkey gene. That, you know, because how can monkeys have 48 chromosomes and we only have 46? Well, we have those 2 extra ones fused in our second and third chromosome, which doesn't occur naturally. But we do have that spirit of God. Okay, we have that soul. We are soul. We don't have a soul. We are soul. And so we're about to have major disclosure about all these things. And you know, that's why they made this 8-hour video to show 3 times a day, because I've been trying all my life to wake people up and tell them about meeting aliens on the moon and that everything is fake. And, you know, you can't tell people anything. They have to see it for themselves, you know. So they're about to be shown. And it's a mass. This is the largest mass awakening ever in the history of humanity. And I've waited all my life for this, and I've devoted my life to it. I was very lucky to meet Donald Trump time traveling from 2017 back to meet me in 1985.
So we're all time travelers, myself too, Eric. And
yeah,
you come and go different
timelines.
timelines.
I met him, and what we talked about is happening right
Trump
now.
is another one. It's just, you know, it's not a big deal. So we will go through these.
I'm just telling you, it's going down right now. If you can't, all you have to do is look at the executive orders to see what's happening. Okay, why would Biden has never been president? Okay, why would Biden
Eric, we're not here for politics.
Executive orders. Okay,
you're not here for politics. This is Alien Event, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's all related. It's all connected.
Go to our website, alienevent.com, get your tickets. Come and meet the rest of our speakers. Brad, also, you're quiet. I'm sorry. These guys didn't let you talk.
Drones, we've been seeing, that's kind of, I believe it's the precursor for Project Bluebeam. We're being prepped. The narrative is being set. Look, they've been putting news stories in the media for 2 years now about a mothership in our solar system. A year ago, May, Lester Holt comes on NBC Nightly News and says there's a Pentagon report of a mothership out by Jupiter. Now, how isn't this the biggest news story of all time? We should still be talking about it. Where are the close-up videos and analyzing what this ship is? But it was a one and done. And with all these drones now, all of a sudden, especially the plasmoids that have morphed into airplanes or helicopters, that's a hard one to explain. So people, unfortunately, quickly jump to the alien card because I think we're being prepped for that. But I would just say, keep your wits about you. It could be holograms. I know that DARPA has been working on plasma technology, and perhaps Ryan can jump in after this and talk about some of the technological aspects of plasmoids, but they've had plasma technology since the 1960s. You've heard those hypersonic missiles that Russia says they have. They actually use plasma to lead those missiles. That's how they get them so fast, because they're basically warping space and time around those missiles to make them go so fast. It's really quite fascinating technology, but it's also very dangerous. And we live in a very dangerous time because they are preparing for this Project Bluebeam alien invasion. As Dr. Werner von Braun told his assistant, Carol Rosen, they are prepping the narrative to take us into a new world order, one world government type scenario. And so if we're not ready for it, it's going to creep up and nip us in the ass. And a lot of people are going to fall for it, unfortunately. That's why I've been going on so many interviews in the last couple months, just saying what Dr. Werner von Braun said to his assistant. If they do an alien invasion, just know it's fake. Our government is behind it. It's a very human experience. Yes, of course there are aliens out there. Yes, of course they're watching us.
We heard they're using real aliens today. The ones who are contracting with the races, different races out there, they will bring them in and they will use them too. So we will have a fake alien event and real alien event, and other big motherships are flying down the earth, and NASA's seen them too, and is a big mothership heading to the earth, and who they are bringing. So we multiple reptilians and different races. They want to, and this is their planets too, and we are sharing it with them eons. And you know, we got to learn how to live with all these animals and humans and aliens and under the earth, above the earth, and stuff, right? At the North and South Pole or wherever.
Sure. What a good place to hide. But remember, we did the super soldier panel at an alien event quite a few
Right.
years ago, about 5,
Yeah.
6 years ago. We had Randy Kramer there,
Yeah.
and he was advocating for Project Bluebeam. He says that the military needs this as much as the globalists because they've got so much hardware out there that they've been hiding from the public, that this would be a good demonstration of what
Yeah,
they
and it will
hidden,
unify
and then they wouldn't have to
the
explain it so much.
unify
Hey,
the
we've been-
nations. It will unify the people around the world against some extraterrestrial want to attack him. So it might be good, beneficial down the road, but who knows? You
Perhaps
know,
Janet and Sasha would like to address the insectoids, because that's what Randy Kramer said would be these aliens part of this invasion, that they
Yeah.
are a hive mind and that they can reproduce very quickly, and death to them isn't what it is to us. They'll just be brought right back into a new body as an insectoid. But Randy Kramer was very emphatic in stating that it would be so realistic that they would even have disposable insectoids that they would kill and would be found in some of the down craft.
Ender's Game. Ever see Ender's Game or read the book?
Yeah.
No.
I did see
Ender's
that thing.
Game. Yeah, the insectoids are they're for the demonization. We demonize insectoids, but we're all one at the highest level. Even the insect. I had a wonderful experience when I was about 10 years old with a mantis, and I got molested and I wanted to die. I went home and I said, I'm going to go die. I'm not going to live in this world anymore. It's too crazy. And the mantis came and took me to her world and held me all night, and I was probably there for longer than a night, but it was one night for me and whatever X amount of time, and she came back in total healing. I've been interacting with these insectoids as well as all the other. They're all part of the highest level of consciousness of God source, and so we can sit there and divide, and it's just like we do with races here on as Earthlings. No, these are all part of the same thing, and if you send out love, you'll get back love. You are the author of this play, and what are you going to choose? If you want to choose this alien invasion, you can choose that. I mean, people like to go see horror movies in the movie theater. It's just like going into movie theater.
What do you guys think about Rapture and the 1 out of 3 will be taken? And also we hear I see
Scotty,
videos.
sure.
I see videos.
David.
People keep disappearing. Suddenly,
David,
go
just
ahead.
Brad touched on something important about plasma technology and the curtain of secrecy. And this is the real tragedy of what's been going on with our taxpayer-funded projects. They've created a whole reality of sciences and technology that we are not aware of. They've brought it underground, under our feet, and they have the capabilities to create synthetic programmable life forms. So if they do roll out something grotesque that we consider to be alien, we need to demonstrate and prove that it's off this planet, or it's actually from a bunker that's here. So that's one of the things we're going to be facing. And if we look back at the creation of crop circles, we find programmable plasmas that are appearing over those sites and actually doing it. So the idea is to hypercharge electricity and to create a plasma by counter-rotating fields. So if you look at like the spirals, it's not just the Norway spiral. There's tons of spirals that have been sighted across the planet. Now, when you're looking at the propulsion devices of these craft, it is a torsion-based physics where they're not using friction to push through with some stupid propane-like gas. They're creating a plasma around their ship with counter-rotating fields to create that plasma around them to flow through effortlessly and almost get sucked through to their destination without any impulse, with very little impulse. It's more like a sucking than it is like a fighting your way into it, like our mentality. So when they do roll this out, you can bet that the people that made it secret to begin with are going to roll it out to their advantage. And what is their end goal? To centralize everything, to control us, and to scare us and shock us into the container they've already created with the control system they've created. So all the pieces are there. All that's left is for them to scare the shit out of the herd, for the herd to do what it is they want them to do. And that's get digital IDs, CBDCs, social credit scores, merge with technology so you're programmable, and they can manifest their artificial superintelligence, roll out their tech, roll out everything they've got, and we can't do anything about it. And that's where we enter from a rights-based society where we have God-given rights to a rules-based order where the stakeholders and artificial intelligence tells the humans what to do, and you can do nothing or you will be cut off and starved to death by the empire. So we're facing the construction of the Death Star. Are we going to confront it and take out Vader, or are we just going to watch it happen?
Ryan, government already running by artificial intelligence.
Right? Imagine all that happens. They accomplish all their goals. Then what? What's gonna be? We're free. We're souls. We have free will.
Yeah, we have free will.
They're not able to keep us in that no matter what forever, because
you can create your own community anywhere on the planet or off the planet.
No matter what they do, they cannot. Because we're souls.
Nobody can force you to accept their ideology or their system. You know, and if they kill us, they kill us. If they but we have our choice to create our own prerogative and our own decision to what we want for the future of humanity, for our groups or communities. This is a world for many, many different races and DNAs and public in 500 nations. And, you know, there were 650 nations of American Indians in America. Over 60 million people were killed. You know, I mean, when you think about it, how do we have 650 nations living in America, and how do they kill them and destroy them? Or you want to think about other nations. In Iran, we have every city has a different dialect and different culture, different food and different dress over 7,000 years. So, you know, and this is an amazing world, and we have to. Hey, James, allowed to talk. Okay, go ahead. Ask to unmute. Okay, James is here.
Hello.
James Rink. Hey, James Rink, we don't see you.
How do I get the camera to turn on?
That's a good idea. It's your call. I turn on your camera.
Lower left.
Lower left. I'm sorry. I'm
lower left.
Lower left of the screen. There's a video camera. Yeah, click that.
That's not what I see on my side.
I promoted you to panelist, so you should be
okay. Hold on, let me try it again.
Able to, but James, hang in there.
Okay.
So what we were saying, guys, he threw me off. Jesus. Anyway,
well, you asked a question, David, about the rapture, and if we.
Oh yeah, what about rapture and all? Well, people disappearing in airports we see the videos, kids suddenly jump out of the planet. I mean, how these things, where are they going? What's going on?
My money's on PSYOP with all that crap. That's just dogmatic crap to make people do nothing. Our problem is real. It's tangible. We know who they are. We know where they are. And we're doing nothing, sitting back, trusting the plan to eat popcorn. So I think all that rapture shit is more savior programming to make people do nothing.
Wait a minute. You saying if it's written, they will not take 1/3 of us out of this planet?
It's not written. It's not written. That's all hocus pocus program translation BS that they've written to make it seem like there's going to be a rapture. It's not in the authentic text. It's just crap that was mistranslated like centuries later.
I don't.
That's an interesting subject. Hey James, welcome. Unmute yourself.
Hello. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather.
There's good looking guy. You're getting younger. How old are you? 100?
Well, 330 years, according to Peter the Insider.
You look good. You look good. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. How's everybody doing?
Look this way. Look to your right. There you are.
All
We
right.
see you now.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Hi,
go
Janet.
ahead. Introduce yourself to the public.
Oh my gosh.
Open the
Dick
camera.
Darnell's here.
We can see
Say
you.
hi, Dick.
Hey, Janet, Dick
Hey,
Darnell.
Mr. Dick, how are you?
Yes. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Who
Okay.
is Mr. Dick?
Introduce me to, well,
Oh
I
my
think
gosh,
we met,
good.
I don't know. Hey, Brad.
We were at the Los
Brad
Angeles event.
Okay, James, let's
Oh,
introduce
bad.
yourself to public. This is an official recording. What's alien
Okay,
event?
yeah, we're professionals here. Yes. So I'm going to be speaking about the secret space program. I have different lectures. Usually my super soldier lecture is more popular. I've got two in-depth ones. One is more controversial, meaning that we go down deeper into like trauma and mind control programming. And sometimes people cry when they in that
Yay.
lecture. So we'll see. I think your people can handle that. I've gone to
Yeah,
some. I've spoken at like some light
we
work.
had your friend, I forgot his name one year. Everybody was pinned to the chair about his life. You remember he came to LA and he
Uh,
got married there at our event, you know?
oh, that was Christy and Marshall. So that was in Las Vegas,
Was it Las Vegas? Yeah, yeah.
and
And
so they wanted to come to Las Vegas to get married because I was going to be there, and I'm like, great, well, but they scheduled it during the same time as my
yeah,
presentation. I'm like, well, Saeed, I think I need to get off
he
of this.
was a great speaker, and the way he talked, he scared the shit out of everybody about his life, his projects. But your life is amazing too. What you went through, all the projects. You want to touch base few of them quickly?
Sure, yes. So in my book, I discuss, and I will bring some books with me. So usually I recommend people get it
You're a
before.
Montauk boy?
Yes, I served in, well,
Ouch.
I was
How
used
long, how
for
many times they
Montauk.
took you on the chair?
Uh, so they would put us into the chair and our consciousness would open up portals. We would project our consciousness. And I have a few Montauk memories. One of them, I was sent, if we were to get lost while we were in these different time travel tunnels, we were instructed to go to this planet that was 200 years into our future, but it was like a waypoint, and it was like a pink sky, and then there were it was an abandoned structures that could have been millions of years old. And I had this mantis that came up to me named Click. And I actually had a little conversation there from Click. David Lotherington channeled it for me. So I want to thank David for that. But so that was like one example. Then I've been under
How
regression.
old you were, may I ask you?
That one I felt like I was about 9 years old.
Wow.
So
Why would they send kids over future?
well, children are more psychically in tune than adults. So it has to do with the ego states. So like I said, I'm a little under the weather. I feel like I'm doing pretty good considering but if I'm messing up, just let me know.
No
So
problem. Yeah, you're doing good.
okay. So you want to know about what else? You want to know about Montauk?
Anything, yeah. Introduce yourself.
Okay, well,
Public don't know you.
what?
A lot of public
Oh,
don't
get to know
you.
me. Okay, yes. So yeah, then I have this one memory of visiting George Washington. So I go down to this tavern, and Preston is there with next to me, and there was another female woman that was she claimed that she was my mother, and we went into this tavern, and there was like this wooden bench, and they had this soup that was cooking, so we got served, and then George Washington was in the other room looking at these maps, and uh, I went in there. I was instructed to go in there and tell them what's going to happen, and they George Washington was believed in a lot of mystical things, so they said well, he believed me, but we knew what happened from the future perspective. So I think I warned him about Benedict Arnold is what I think was what I said in that. But we were also telling him there were people around him that were like traitors. So while they're looking at these maps, anyway. So like the next morning, they wanted to or George Washington wanted to thank us or me, and we were already gone. We didn't even pay the bill. We just dematerialized. So whatever. Anyway, so that was it. And then I've served as a Kruger super soldier, and I've not just Kruger, but I've served in a multitude of different planetary corporations through my clone bodies and as a super soldier. So I don't believe I've actually served in this physical vessel. However, I get injection marks almost on a daily basis. Tissue samples are taken, like chunks from my ear. I just had some scoop marks from last night. So
What, invisible soldiers?
yeah, to make clones that are used.
How many clones they have already?
Uh, bless you. I think. I mean, so when you say clone, they could take some of my tissue and put it into a cybernetic brain, for example, and then potentially it could be 100,000 different things. As far as like versions of me, uh, I wouldn't really. You know what? I did talk about that in one of these in my book. I mentioned about this memory where I'm going down this hallway. I'm working with this lady and she is remote viewing it. I said, well, could you look and see, look at this needle mark thing? And we go down this hallway and there's vats of clones labeled James Michael Rink lined up. So um yeah, but anyway, so and it's not just they don't just look just like me. Some of them are genetically enhanced to be
What
little
was Kruger about? The project
well,
Kruger.
project it's a planetary corporation, not necessarily a project, but Kruger was founded by Gabriel Kruger, who was um according to Peter the Insider, born around the 1820s. And then around the 1850s, using time travel tech, went into the future to the like 1910s and set up a Kruger Mercenary Corps. And they funneled technology to the Nazi apparatus. So this was another alternate reality where the Nazis won World War II. So in that particular timeline, they used portal tech to come over here and they're established. So there's like a Kruger recruiting facility at LOC, Lunar Operations Command, where they have like the Nazi posters on the wall. So, but in that other timeline, the Nazis embraced the Jews and put their money in their banks.
No
So,
way. That's
uh,
interesting.
yeah, so that's when they embraced it. I mean, they're still racist. They're like, well, you know, as long as everybody's over here, the black people can be over there. They're really
Like
good.
Americans and Japanese became friends.
Well, yeah, in the United States was split. Well, it didn't exist. So, like, there was the American Reich on the East Coast, controlled by, of course, the German and Trump. Trump was the governor, and the police were cattle prodding people in public for speaking English. And Trump told Hitler that we'll have another revolution if they keep doing that. So they backed off. And at that point, because the Nazis released all the free energy technology and re-aging tech. So,
How
and
does these timelines work? I mean, you've been to
uh,
multiple timelines.
uh, and that's a good point because when we get our memories back, there may not all necessarily happen in the here and now. So it can totally overload people, and you just gotta wait till your body is ready to get these memories back. Now, for me, I do a lot of meditation technology. I have my meditation devices over here. So I brought one out to Los Angeles last year, and
Right, right.
some vagrant managed to cop it from me. But I may or may not have enough on this. But if you really, really want me to bring one, I will. I'm just a little
It's
nervous.
your call. It's your decision.
Oh, so, but I'll bring some books and yeah, I'll have a table over there near the
Yeah.
exhibitor hall. So, and I'll do some regression work if you want. I can do a
What do
one-on-one.
you, what regression work?
Uh, I have a technique where I can put people under regression where I'll put you into a relaxed state of mind And then I will talk to your higher self to,
Hypnosis.
well, I don't call it that, but I mean, that's
What,
one way.
past or future?
Uh, so here's the thing, when you go to the future, it's highly inaccurate, and because there's a whole issue of free will. Now, we
I was
could,
regressed 30,000 years forward, and I saw myself in a dark planet with a lot of extraterrestrials,
very
human,
good.
alien type, yeah. And I look at my hand. My hands is long fingers and alien, and I
Yeah,
got scared.
like
I said,
Arcturian.
"Shit! Now we are. Where are we? Who are we?" So that's our future. We're not going to stay in this planet.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Everything is in a state of flux for sure.
And this body doesn't go anywhere else. So we have to change our biology and the spiritual dimension and everything. And one thing about that future timeline was we were all chatting at it simultaneously, 1,000 people, and I could understand everybody at the same time. That was unusual for me. I said, "How the hell do we chat between thousand?" We were over 1,000 people, and everybody could understand each other at the same time. How is that possible? Mentally,
Well,
telepathically,
Hive,
sounds like, yeah,
hive
hive mind.
mentality,
Yeah, thank
huh?
you.
hive mind,
Hive mind. James,
like the
what is it?
ants, like the
James, what do
ants.
you understand?
Well, when you're in a different type of body, you're going to interpret reality entirely different than a human perspective. So if you're analyzing it from a human perspective, it will seem alien. So just embrace how everything is different out there,
No,
and
but
as
the speed of communication is multiplied by a million times. If me and you constantly we understand each other without talking and
Right.
chattering in our minds, that was very unusual for me. If humans become like that, we will have no more problems because we all talking to each other and we all understand each other, no matter where we are, who we are.
thank you, David. Yeah, certainly. As we become more and more connected with our higher selves and more of our own soul energy is brought back into us, we're able to activate different aspects that have been restricted from us over time.
Yeah,
And
restricted, right?
I've
They
I've talked
modified
to
us.
I've talked to Kusal about this. You remember, sure you know Kusal. So he said that the reptilians released a genetic virus that damaged our DNA. Because in the Bible, it discussed humans used to live for 1,000 years. So there were we've been messed with over time. And I believe in the future, all of our full faculties will be returned back to us, including our financial abundance in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything in the planet. We don't need to do anything. Food is here. This planet is a biological, what you call it, lab that has got everything. We don't need to do anything. Everything can be at a minute from us, from food, money, and the money section goes out, and free energy come in. Everything will change.
Yes, I believe so too. And I believe the year 2025 is the year where all that begins. I've
How can we
discussed.
manifest a better future? How can we all, as a group here, bring a new hope for humanity as a under alien event, and with aliens or without aliens, we create something new?
Yes, wasn't there like a study on this, like where some monkeys were on one island were using tools a certain way, and then the monkeys on the other island were also doing the same thing, even though they weren't able to talk to each other.
Huh.
So just by a small group of us doing things at
Yeah.
a higher state of consciousness, we can help raise up the rest of
So,
humanity.
what
Just
is the best scenario for humanity?
the best scenario, 5D civilization, the return of Tartaria, um, then
Golden age.
it'll take about 40. Well, that'll be 2032. Will be fully 5D civilization. 2035, return of Tartaria. The med beds. I've been always told like 2027,
Time travel
28.
2028, we hear time
Yeah.
travel machine by GE.
Oh yeah. Was that Bisagio?
Well,
You always get. You should get Andrew Bisagio out to your
he
event.
he doesn't talk publicly anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was 2036, the General Electric C204, gravity displacement.
20 what? 36?
2036, C204, General Electric, gravity displacement, time travel machine.
If you're not here, the new
Oh.
future generations, our kids
okay.
will enjoy it.
So the John Titor timeline has been altered. So in that timeline, we had nuclear war, and then what was left, people were using time travel to go back and change things. Now I want to do a show about Titor because my guy Jimmy Payne knows John Titor, and he's still he is alive. He's living in Florida somewhere. So I'll work on a show
I
on
know
that.
John too. Yeah, it'd be good to.
The real one, there are multiple ones.
Well, the one that was, he called him John Titor too. But I know, I met him several times, and
That's
I met
right.
him on my show. He's a very nice guy.
Oh, he blocked me. I asked him some question about him being, I don't know, something about the clone part. Anyway,
I interviewed him for you, Saeed, on one of our shows.
I don't know if that was the real one.
It was, and he came to our show too. I think it's JFK.
He
JFK.
was scared. Some people wanted to kill him. Yeah.
was he the one that said there was nuclear bombs 5 bombs that went off, like Paris, I think one was DC, something like Tel Aviv.
I don't know.
And then they were using the tier craft. It's not TR3B, it's TR3 like I or K or whatever from Area 51 because they have time travel capabilities to go back in time. Is that because I think I had that book over here. But yeah,
I don't remember. I don't.
Okay,
well, go ahead.
Let's get some more information from Jimmy Payne, and maybe I'll present it at the.
Bring him online or bring him to the event. Also,
and please, James, I asked him to please ask Jessica Morocco and Peter the Insider for my military records of being a super soldier. And I'm thinking even throw Martin Liedtke in there because I think he was a Montauk boy like us. So, just throw his name in there too, please, James. And we'll put Martin on the super soldier panel probably with our records. Who knows?
Thank you, Eric.
Martin, go under hypnosis.
If anybody wants to get access to some of their files, you can reach out to my website. Well, not reach out. Go to my website, supersoldiertalk.com. And from there, click on the My Lab Recovery Network. I have a list of people that can do some readings on you. And if you want to get your files from Peter the Insider, just send me an email in the contact form and I'll forward it over so we can get that all sent over to you. And I can also
God bless you. Thank you, James.
Regression as well. Anyway, I'm a little backed up. Okay, so anybody have any other questions?
About drones, what do you think?
Well, I was actually getting ready to do a show today about the drones. I wanted to gather intel on it, so I can tell you what I think, but okay. So what I think is it was originally started off as Project Bluebeam, and it was meant to terrorize the public, which Randy Kramer, and it was also Carol Rosen.
Yeah.
She worked with Warner von Braun.
Right. So what are you saying about drones?
Was it going to be an alien invasion? Well, so I think the extraterrestrials hijacked the Project Bluebeam, and they're showing their craft instead because everything is about contracts right now. And well, in the past, the contract was, the public, the military doesn't show the public the truth about extraterrestrials, so the extraterrestrials don't show the positive ones don't show themselves because of that. And now that if the cabal or the deep state want to try to terrorize the public over these extraterrestrials, then that's a new contract to invade or to show themselves.
Interesting. So,
I think we're going to have a great show. Saeed. Another great show.
Definitely, yeah. We got 10 more speakers, more than that they're not here today. They will magnify the show April 4, 5, 6, Los Angeles, LAX, Sonesta Hotel. The hotel rate is $145 a night. You guys book your rooms and make sure you be there, flights and stuff. And we would love to have everybody. If not, stream it live on the website. So alienevent.com. So, hey guys, let's wrap this up. Before we go, anybody want to add something?
Happy New Year, everybody. Did everyone had a great holiday? I guess I came in late. Yeah, I'm assuming everyone had a great holiday.
Yeah, we enjoy the holiday. Now we gotta create a better ambience for the humanity and ourselves and our own lives and our families and friends and communities and
It'll be
groups.
Persian New Year. It'll be a new year again.
Oh yeah, March 21st, Persian New Year, the first of the spring. So we're all looking forward to have a better humanity, peace in the planet, and walking forward with the aliens to other planets and do better projects that we can do better than the Earth. So this is a big universe, and we are a universal being. This is not the only planet we ever been or ever will be. So get your belt fastened up and get ready for the travel, time travel, space travel, all kind of travel.
Thank
What
you
do
for
you think,
bringing
Brad?
us on.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Saeed.
Thank you so much for everybody who joined us
Uh,
today.
nice
And
to
we
meet
see you
everybody.
guys at the event, or maybe we stream live another talk before the event. So enjoy your holiday and Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.